Good morning, everybody. The Rev here. Thanks for stopping by for a cup of coffee with Jesus. Good to see you this morning, Saturday morning. It's cool in Oklahoma. Seasons are changing, or the season is changing. I still got some good Rwandan coffee I'm drinking. Man, that's good stuff. The Lord gave me something this morning, and it was like, it's about the seasons, Matt. It's always about the seasons. You know, when we go through things in our lives, it's always seems to be more seasonal things than things that are lifetime events. It was the way he put it about the seasons, and I was just pondering it. It's like, it's fall. It's going into fall. It's one of my favorites, fall and spring. I really enjoy all the seasons, but I enjoy them for different reasons. I enjoy fall because it's not that I love that the leaves turn and the cool weather, and I can enjoy my coffee even more, and just sit outside and the cool. There's not as many bugs. I mean, I love fall for those things because, and a lot of people don't like fall because it's like the dying off of the plants. But if you really look at the fall season, I love it so much because I see when the leaves start dropping and the leaves are going down, the sap runs down the tree, and it goes down into the root system where there is an extensive storage of energy. All the energy that is in the tree is stored in the root system when it runs down in the fall and stored in the winter and in the springtime. Everything that is stored up in the root system blows out through the top. That's why if you trim your trees really good in the fall after the sap has run down, in the springtime it will just absolutely blow out of the top of the tree, and it's just an amazing thing to watch. And that's why I love it. It's because it's like the energy is being stored in the season. So I was talking with my wife this morning, and we were talking about Ecclesiastes and how in Ecclesiastes where it talks about there's a time and it's a time and a season for everything. Ecclesiastes 3, there is a appointed time for everything, and there is time for every event under heaven. A time to give birth, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to uproot what is planted, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to tear down, a time to build up, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance, a time to throw stones, a time to gather stones, a time to embrace, and a time to shun embracing. A time to search and a time to give up as lost, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear apart and a time to sew together, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love, a time to hate, and a time to war and a time to peace. For peace. There's a time and a season for everything. And even though we may not enjoy the season that we're in, there's a time for it. And that's what I was reminded of this morning, is the seasonal things in your life that are really the event changing to the next season. Because when you go into mourning, eventually there will be dancing. Mourning seasons sometimes last a long time, but dancing comes. You may be sad at times, but the laughter will come again. If you rely on the Lord, the laughter will come again. There are times of war. We're seeing that with Israel, and there is definitely a time of peace. You know, we don't have all the answers this side of heaven, but I do know that we have seasons in our lives, and through the seasons, we don't give up in our seasons. If you go on down through the rest of it, Ecclesiastes here, when you get to verse 11, it said, God set eternity in the hearts of men. But right before that heading, it says, what profit is there for a worker from that in which he toils? I have seen the task which God has given the sons of men with which to occupy themselves. There's an occupation in the things when we put our hands to it. We occupy ourselves because idle minds are not good. You know, the old saying, an idle mind is the devil's playground, is because when we're idle and we're not doing the things of purpose in our life, it tends to be that we are more consumed with the vain imaginations, and it's harder to take them captive if we're not doing the work that the Lord has set before us. Everything has a time. Everything has a season. Everything has a purpose. Even the bad things, when you look at it, a lot of times beauty will come out of the bad things that happen, because there's usually so much growth, because what looked like was dying is actually stored in the root system. So when the next season of spring comes out, there is an explosion that's the fruit of your growth. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys understand that no matter what season you're in, Jesus is for you and not against you. The Father sent the Son to reconcile the relationship between us and the Father. And because we are reconciled, even though we may toil, even though we may put our hands to hard things, it's a season. And it's a season for growth. Have a good day. Go out and enjoy yourself and your family on Saturday if you get an opportunity. Get you some good Rwandan coffee. Sit down with Jesus and spend a little time, because he's good. And Jesus loves you. I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. You guys have a great day. Goodbye.